This Good Morning Northwest morning sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
All right, just about 6:53. It's time to get you ready to take on your Tuesday here in the morning sprint.
Destiny Richards is in studio with how to avoid falling for a romance scam.
And we're expecting it to be a wet and windy day. Let's get right to Mark Peterson with your forecast.
Good morning. Yeah, it's a simple weather message. First alert weather. We've got that moisture that's in the central part of the state. It's working our way. We see it leaving Moses Lake, entering Ritzville, and yeah, it's going to be heading our way. Now, the winds gusting in excess of 35, 40 miles an hour. We're going to see those later on tonight and then calming down throughout tomorrow afternoon. We'll have highs today of 41 degrees, but we are going to see that rain coming in, and we're going to transition here mid-morning, so be ready for that.
At least 5,000 people have died in Turkey and Syria from yesterday's powerful 7.8 magnitude earthquake. The World Health Organization said that nearly 23 million people could be impacted by the powerful earthquake. Taking a look at some of the aftermath here, Turkey's Disaster Coordination Center says more than 3,000 people are dead in that country. The organization adding that more than 21,000 people have been reported injured. In Syria, at least 1,600 people are confirmed dead and 3,600 hurt. Coverage on the devastation will continue in just a few minutes on Good Morning America.
Well, this man is convicted killer of Andre Graham. He was released from prison in October. Now, 4 months later, he's accused of assaulting 2 women. Graham spent almost a decade in prison for killing Charlotte McGill on the Centennial Trail. He pleaded guilty to avoid trial. But since he was released from prison, police say Graham beat up his girlfriend and is now accused of attacking a stranger in downtown Spokane. According to detectives, Graham asked that woman for a cigarette and she said no. He then offered her $1,400 in exchange for sexual favors, and she again said no. Graham then struck her and kicked her several times in the head. His bail is now set at $120,000.
Spokane police are searching for the person who stabbed a man several times Sunday night. Police say it happened a little before 11 o'clock. He was found near a gas station on 44th and Regal and taken to the hospital. Police searched the area but have not arrested anyone.
AMC Theaters announced it's introducing new ticket pricing options based on where you sit. There are 3 options. Standard price, which AMC says will be the most common seats. If you want a seat in the middle of the theater, you'll have to pay a premium. And if you want the cheapest seat, craning your neck in the front row will cost less than a regular ticket. The new pricing initiative is set to hit all AMC theaters before the end of the year.
If you're looking for love online this Valentine's season, be aware of romance scams. Just last year, the Federal Trade Commission reported $547 million in losses to romance scams in 2021, and they continue to be common and costly. The strategies romance scammers use to get money from people all start with a simple conversation using a fake profile on an app or website. They'll chat with you often, build trust, make up a story as to why they can't meet you in person, and eventually ask for money. The FTC urges you to stop communicating with someone you suspect is scamming you. Talk to friends and family you trust for a second opinion and vet the person through some online searches.
Law enforcement warning about cases of sextortion. It's when a stranger online convinces someone to send intimate photos or videos of themselves and then threatens to share those photos unless the victim sends them money. And the age group that's often the target of these attacks is teenage boys. Spokane police are fielding these cases on about a monthly basis. Corporal Nick Briggs of SPD encourages you to have an open, honest line of communication with your kids about predatory behavior. Make sure you're able to access your kids' social media accounts, especially if they are younger teenagers.
If you plan on driving on I-90 in Spokane this weekend, the freeway will be closed in both directions between Division and Freya starting at 8 Saturday night until 8 o'clock Sunday morning. What they're doing is they're removing that Magnolia pedestrian bridge. And that's not the only potential traffic problem on the way. Be prepared for a little more congestion when driving I-90 through Kellogg. The freeway will be reduced to 1 lane in each direction as crews rebuild the westbound overpass at Division and Elizabeth Park. Construction on that project is set to last until October.
The Spokane Valley Fire Department says it will now be using a new foam that is not only safer for the community, but also for the environment. The previous Class B firefighting foam contained a harmful nonstick chemical, PFAS, which has been linked to contaminated water supplies.
Idaho Governor Brad Little's proposed scholarship program narrowly passed the Idaho House of Representatives in a 36-34 vote. The Idaho Launch Initiative would give high school graduates a minimum $8,500 to help pay for college and training programs for in-demand jobs. It now heads to the Senate.